All right. Now we are live.
Uh-oh.
Coming from...
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Is right.
They shouldn't have done it.
They shouldn't have done it.
They shouldn't have done it.
We shouldn't have. Coming to you live from the lab. Wait. It's still the office.
Yeah, it's still the office.
But no, I got it now. It's the lab.
Now it's the lab, yes. You can't really see that because...
You can't really see that.
But, you know.
I have Christmas lights.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, it's the lab.
What's up, everyone? To friends, family, colleagues, people who've been following us over the last, 10 years? My name is Garrett Spaghetti Minetti.
My name is Ahkai Franklin.
And we are In It For Life Productions. We are Garrett Ahkai. We are the
so
Breakthrough Movement.
Yeah, we got a lot of names going on.
We have a lot of exciting things to share with you guys today, but I guess I want to start with a little bit of history for any of you that have never met us before and know nothing about what we've been doing. We met.
What was it?
We met back in 2006. Let's see.
05.
Was it 05?
Right, 06 was the first show. So
No, 07 was the first show.
So 06. There you go.
It was 06. The reason why I remember that is because I was doing a show in Branson, Missouri. I know we got to take this quick, but that was 2005.
Okay.
And then I moved to the city in January of 2006. So we met.
Oh, like a few months after that.
Just right at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
You were dancing with Sybarite.
Yeah.
It was Vandana Hart. Bring you back.
Shout out.
Shout out
Vandana.
It was Vandana who I had met at Steps on Broadway when I was teaching some classes there. And she invited me because I think it was Dister who wanted shout out
to your boy Dister Rondon.
To Dister Rondon, who was using Swing Set, the Jurassic 5 joint, and there was like the little tap thing, and he wanted to use a tap dancer or something like that.
Yeah, he was thinking about it. Yeah.
That was Vandana had approached me about that, and I was kind of like, sure, I'm down. You know, at the time I was just looking to meet people and expand. You know, I was just auditioning and getting to know people. I'd just been in the city. So I came to rehearsal with her, and that's where we met the first time.
Yep. Ended up not doing that number at all.
Didn't do that number at all.
At all. But he stuck around. And I think it was maybe like a month later
or so.
He had been coming to rehearsals. We'd done like a show, maybe two at that point.
We were
performing a lot.
Pause. This was the show, first of all, where I often, for those of you who remember when I talk about Ahkai, the first time I had really seen him dance and freestyle, this is one of those shows. It was in this very early time when I watched him really perform for the first time, and I was shocked, for lack of a better way of describing. And also, these rehearsals were the ones for my students. Shout out to my students. Whenever I talk about when I first learned about what hip hop is and what it was coming to these rehearsals and working with these dancers and seeing, the poppers working in the corner and the breakers working in this side and just everyone really in this hungry grind. That was Sybarite Artist Development Company.
Yeah, now it's Artist Development Company.
At the time, Sybarite Productions. And so
at the time, it was a small group of us, and we were just, performing show. Like, we finished the show, we jumped right into the next one. It was just all about, getting ourselves out there, getting experience, like building sort of this small community of people who really want to try and make something. And we were doing shows, and there was a lot of like club settings. Not necessarily, I don't want to say like small venues, but the stages that we were performing on.
I remember
were
performing in really, because at the time we also were freestyling for, kind of like party motivating.
Yeah.
Like DJs
we were doing
spinning.
all kinds of stuff, yeah.
This was so different for me coming from a musical theater background. But also, again, coming from a theater background, I was used to performing in a theater on stage. I moved to New York to pursue dancing on Broadway. This is where my background was. So I think for both of us, Ahkai, because you have a background in theater as well, one of the first things that we kind of looked to do was we wanted to be able to present our work without being, on top of each other on a small, the size of this table, stage venue.
Yeah, so I think it was actually after, it was the night, what's the name of the show? I can't think of the name of it. It was a big choreographer's ball.
one of the fashion shows, maybe.
Yeah, I can't remember what, but we just, I mean, it was an amazing night. I mean, the lineup of choreographers was just,
Sick.
It was just unreal. I mean, just amazing choreography. And I just remember at one point looking at the crowd and realizing that only like the first like 5 or 6 rows of people were kind of engaged,
Right.
because everyone was just kind of packed in. It was pretty tight. Anyone behind that like was kind of disconnected, mostly because they couldn't see. Like they just physically weren't able to see what was going on. And then the people who could see, it was kind of uncomfortable because they were all on top of each other. They were packed in. They kept like shifting and moving to get like a better
fight
view.
towards the
front. And that was the first night that we really had the conversation of, you know, we should have that level of creativity, but like on a big stage with lights, and you know, everyone should have their own seat with like a program. Yeah, you know, like
it sounds silly, but that really was
that was
a big part of the motivation for wanting to do our first show.
Yeah, and shout out to my students. Some of the things that I talk about a lot when I teach is, you know, when I first started performing, you don't know what it's like to perform in a place where you have to fight for everyone's attention.
Right.
You know, you have to go up there and give it your all, because they'll turn away. You know, they'll check out really fast. You know, they're used to being on the stage and everyone's purposefully there to see them, and there's no way that they're gonna disconnect. So coming back, that was one of the first things that we really sort of started vibing on and connecting on, and from that became
right away.
In it for Life.
In it for Life Productions.
In it for Life Productions.
Life gear shirts gonna be available soon.
Yeah, real soon.
Shout out.
Real soon.
Hashtag.
Let me show you the miniature at the back of the little picture to see, you know, coming and going.
So it was in 2007 we did Dance in It for Life, and I remember sitting in Tom's apartment. Shout out to my good friend Tom Richardson.
Tom.
With my now wife Dana, and we're sitting around and just thinking about vibing on what do we think about dance, like how do we feel about it, like what do we say, you know, when people say like dance, like what do you say? And then all of a sudden Dana said "in it for life," or "I'm in it for life."
Yeah,
and really that kind of stuck, and she really it became the name of our company.
Yeah. So
the show became Dance in It for Life. What do we say? It was really funny. You know, again, we don't want to be too long-winded, but we thought about it really old school, and we've described it in the past as like being like an old Mickey, Rudy, and Judy Garland film. Like, yo, what do we need first? We need a stage. Let's go get a stage. We can use the barn. Okay, we got the barn to do the stage and the thing. Now what do we need? We need costumes. She can sew the costumes. So it really, we just took it one step at a time. We had 24 choreographers by the end of it. 24 different artists coming together, all kind of questioned or propositioned with the question of what makes you in it for life.
Yep.
So each person's piece was kind of dedicated to that thought, and everyone contributed a quote or a piece of poetry towards that thought as well. It just was a fantastic night. We had 2 jam circles, a phenomenal night.
It was amazing.
Of creation.
It was beautiful.
From there, we produced a few other shows. We collaborated with Chris Scott to do a vision from within his head, which is called WLUV. Shout out to Chris. Love to Chris. We did a couple original productions of our own, Real Dance Life and Bring It Back to Snap. We did a couple more showcases, like Dance in It for Life, but on smaller scales. And then from there, we did a couple festivals. I mean, fast forward a couple years, I had moved back to Los Angeles for an opportunity. Still kind of working. We ended up we knew we wanted to do something bigger. We knew we needed to grow. We knew we needed to expand. And we did, so we thought of doing a festival of arts and education. So again, this is trying to get through this quickly because we have so much to talk about. We did our first one, and right away we knew that we needed, aside from just collaborating with other artists, we needed a group of dancers that could really rock with us, that could really like show, you know, get us and our choreography and really to present the artistic ideas we wanted to. We needed a group of people. Mm-hmm. So in 2013, we started with 7 dancers, and these were dancers that I primarily had met from judging dance competitions and teaching on the competitive circuit, and really kind of one of the big ideas starting was seeing these dancers. Shout out to my boy Hector Gutierrez, who was one of our first. from New Orleans, small town outside of New Orleans, but seeing a lot of these young dancers from all across the country, and then even up in Canada when I started judging up there, who are from these small towns where there isn't opportunity that's readily available, or it's taboo to do so. Where pursuing a career in dance or a career in the arts is it's not what you do. You go to school, you get a degree, you get married, you have your 2.3 kids and your wife and your dog and whatever. And so I would see a lot of these young kids growing up and with so much talent and potential and then just have to sideline because it was never even presented to them as an opportunity.
Well, I mean, I think it's also, coming, New York and LA, it's not so easily taken for granted growing up in a city like that, I want to pursue an arts career because those are centers of performing arts in this country. The opportunity to chase those are literally right outside our door. If you live in New York, you hop on a train, you go into Manhattan, you trip over opportunities to perform. So meeting these kids for the first time who come, some of them grew up like on farms. I'm not kidding about that. They grow up in places where dancing at those studios, it was an outlet for them, but it was from a societal point of view, those were hobbies. That's something that you did to pass the time. It kept you out of trouble. Right. It was something to do, but there came a time when I was like, all right, put that down. All right, now it's time to grow up and handle like adult business. And for he and I, we've always looked at dance as being not just something to do, but it's what we are.
How we live our life.
Yeah, it's an everyday thing for us. So seeing that passion in these kids' eyes and seeing them, sort of know that they might have to let it go,
or that they do.
At some point, not because they can't hack it or they're not good enough, but the opportunity isn't there. Led us to what we're doing now.
So we started with 7 in 2013. By 2014, the following year, a group of 22, I think. 22 dancers came to New York. We flash mobbed Times Square. We workshopped an original production for the first time. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah,
later.
We'll get to you in a second. Yeah.
And we also started our apprenticeship. So we had 21 dancers and 9 apprentices. That included the apprentices, but we were working with over 30 dancers at the point. Not everyone was able to make it to New York.
Yep.
And to date, over the last couple of years, we've continued to grow and develop, and we have some really exciting things to share.
Yeah.
So first of all, I want to just mention thank you again for sticking with us. I don't know how many of you have made it to the broadcast, but thank you for taking the time to kind of take in a little bit of the history. This June, we are going to Guatemala.
Yeah.
To do a project that we're calling our first ever collaboration tour. Now, I think that the before we even say that, let's just real quick.
Yeah, hit him with the stuff.
Hit him with the website.
Hit him with the website. Yeah.
Now, I want to say, now we are the breakthrough movement, the breakthrough outreach and performance. What is it? The breakthrough.
The official technical, government name, for those of you who understand what that is the Breakthrough Outreach and Performance Not-for-Profit Corporation. That's the full name.
It's horrible glare. You can't see it, but we have they're all over Times Square. They're in the subways there. Check out the website.
Breakthroughmovement.org.
I want to just share with you. So, in a nutshell, we are
dance company.
I'm sorry, I'm getting
comprised of.
We are an international dance and theater company that addresses culturally relevant issues through original theatrical works, brings arts education to areas in need through outreach programs, and raises money and awareness for various causes and charities, both locally and internationally. The Breakthrough Movement also promotes positive and healthy living that focuses on defining dreams and dedication to follow through towards fruition and achievement. Yeah. We've also, as I was building this website, the word community kept coming up. So I want to say that we as the Breakthrough Movement are a growing community of passionate artists from across the U.S., Canada, and now Guatemala who have come together for a common goal, to live and dance in a way that inspires change and progress within our own local communities as part of a global initiative. As I was writing the website and as we were really sitting things down and defining what it is that we wanted to do as a company, that word community kept coming up. So we operate as a company. Before we even get back into Guatemala, all of our dancers, we operate online through social media. We have secret Facebook groups that we operate in. The dancers learn choreography that we film and present to them. They record themselves doing it. They film it back. We have created an online freestyle session, because freestyle is such an important part of working as a professional dancer these days. I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, there was just an audition. Shout out to my Canada peoples.
Yeah.
Canadian members, Kelsey Moss, Oksana,
Jory,
all of them,
Taylor, Eden, all you guys.
Just had a audition for Macklemore's new video.
Yeah, saw that.
In Vancouver. First cut was freestyle.
Yeah,
that was the first cut. So we wanted to create a place within our company, because when we do perform, when we do audition, freestyle is such an important part of working professionally. So we wanted to create a community where we can come together and freestyle and get feedback that's positive and support for what we're doing, support each other's projects, network. So shout out to Facebook for allowing us, to use this secret technology, which kind of keeps things within the company and allows us to create that company culture. So that's us. That's who we are as the Breakthrough, as a company of dancers and artists. We are going to Guatemala in June. For our first project that we call a collaboration tour. We're bringing nine of our company members. Not all of our members are able to make it, but
this time
nine of us are heading to Guatemala to. There's always been what I call killing 3 birds with 1 stone. But our vision. Hold that thought.
It's performance education, and outreach.
I'm gonna text my wife.
Yeah, technology.
Actually,
is a beautiful thing. Yeah,
holla. Performance education and outreach. So last year, for a quick, really brief background on this project, last year, shout out to my boy Jason Marquette, who through his connections at BDC had met Laura, who is the owner of a dance studio in Guatemala called Dance Studio Guatemala, who had come to New York to continue her training and education. Has brought Jason out to Guatemala a number of times to work with her students and give classes. Last year, Jason brought myself with our project Empower Dance Workshop, shout out to Empower Dance, to Guatemala to work and give workshops to the students at Laura's studio. So this year, through that connection, we have been excited and blessed enough that Laura has asked us to come to do workshops at her studio this year, and we're bringing our company members to do a fantastic 10-day workshop, which I'm really excited about. Laura's father is working with Rotary Club Guatemala on a project called the Pretty Stove Project, which builds a more efficient, cleaner, energy efficient stove that allows local communities and local homes to heat the home and heat their living space more efficiently, and also without smoke. There's a ventilation system that goes with these stoves.
Basically what it is a lot of the local families that live outside of the capital city. They cook over an open fire with using tinder and wood and whatnot. And aside from the economic issue, which was the demand for wood was starting to skyrocket because they were using so much in order to cook and heat their homes. The smoke from the fires, from the open fires, was causing health issues, not just with the women who were cooking, but with their families who were in the houses, because the houses weren't properly ventilated. So the smoke was getting trapped inside the house. So the stoves kill kind of 3 birds with 1 stone. it ventilates the smoke outside of the house so that the health issues are gone. You use a lot less wood when you use the way it's built, so you can do more with a lot less. So the money that they have is now stretching a lot further, and you can do more on the stove itself. Like there's two surfaces, from what I understand, that you can use to cook on, so they can do multiple things at once. Where before it was a little bit more limited, and it's easier to heat the house. So it provides like a lot of assistance to those families. So we're gonna go and build some of those while we're out there.
On our Facebook channel, on our YouTube channel, I think it's up on our website as well. There is a video which was created by the Rotary Club, which Ahkai and
my wife Zulai, big shout out to my wife,
created the subtitles for. And that's what the subtitles.
Yeah, we subtitled it. Yeah.
So check that out when you get a moment. We're also debuting another video, which is a home video taken from Laura's father's phone.
Yep.
Out in the community, and you get a sense of what a gift this is to the people that this project benefits. So that video is going to be going up this afternoon as soon as we're done broadcasting. So check back for that.
Definitely check back for that.
The third thing I met when I was in Guatemala. I met Natalia, who is the director for a company in Guatemala. She started her own company called Espiral Dance.
Danza Espiral de Guatemala.
Natalia teaches for Laura at the dance studio, or was at the time, and obviously the network of dance educators in Guatemala I got to meet. So the idea of coming and doing multiple things, and like again going back to killing three birds with one stone, really became an exciting project, and it's turned into what we call a collaboration tour. There's more information on our website. Definitely go check it out on our Guatemala project. We are.
What else do we have coming down the pike?
Well,
check out a little cheat sheet over here.
Yeah, we got the cheat sheet. In order to get to Guatemala, we're going to be doing a crowd fundraising campaign in a week. We're going to be doing an Indiegogo campaign. I want to chat with you about a number of things that we have going on as far as fundraising, how you can become involved with the Breakthrough Movement, join one of our membership circles. We've got a lot of things going on.
Yes, yes.
First of all, I want to explain that we are a sponsored artist with The Field NYC. The Field is basically an umbrella company that sponsors artists who are pursuing their business as a not-for-profit. So until we get our own 501c3 status, which
for those of you who don't know, is
insanely
really complicated.
It's really difficult. We've already been through a couple revisions and are still working on it.
Yeah, we're still working on it.
However, the Field has resources available. They have access to a grant library, which is in New York, in Manhattan. And there's lots of support and resources available to help us with this process, and also take care of a lot of production in our fundraising efforts. So all of our donations, all of that business goes through the Field, and they then process it, and that's how we receive our donations. So wanted just to make that clear and explain who the Field is. You can find out more information about them. It's www.thefield.org. There's links all over our website as well. So definitely check that out. So a bunch of different things we got going on. The first one that I want to talk about is the freestyleathon, and you guys have probably seen some posts of mine,
and mine,
and some of our dancers are jumping in on it. We are doing basically. Let me break it down to you like this: you are agreeing to sponsor one of our dancers for an hour freestyle session.
One of us.
You are going to pay us $1 a minute to freestyle for an hour. That's broken down like this. 25 minutes straight.
Guaranteed.
Yep. 5-minute break.
Yep.
The second 25 minutes, your donation goes at that same rate, $1 a minute, as long as the dancer is able to go for up to
25
an additional 25 consecutive minutes.
Yep.
For a $50 maximum donation.
That is right.
Now, this is a guarantee that you're going to get a nice show. You're not going to get just a little
Yeah, no.
Like Will Smith and Hitch.
No.
You can play it. I'm not.
Yeah.
Who's the
arms
other guy?
right here, right
You
here.
live right here?
Yeah, right here.
Just because
right here. No, stop. No, arms right here.
No.
Just back and forth. Yeah,
Back
just
and
like
forth?
this. Yeah, just like this.
Hey.
Hey. Yep. None of that. There's gonna be none of that. None of that. There's gonna be no pirate ship bounce, ladies. For those of you who know what that is, a pirate ship bounce.
You might see a whip.
There's none of this. There's gonna be none of this. No pirate ship bounce. Yeah. No. We don't do that. We don't do that. No.
You're gonna get to see myself, my business partner here, my brother. You're gonna see our company dancer, our company members really dancing, really going in for an hour. 50 minutes is really it. So by the end of it, we'll see who can make it the whole way. You know, really, you're gonna see some the essence of what it is that we do as a company, what we do as dancers. I define freestyle as spontaneously creating movement according to how you feel while listening to music. Freestyle. A-thon, meaning happening for a long period of time.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, I'll break it down like this. I'm going to put some music on, and I'm just going to keep dancing for 50 minutes.
Yep. That's where I'm going.
That's pretty much where we're at. But you're not going to get something like this anywhere else. I can guarantee that. So definitely go to the website. All the information is on there. We will be sharing, posting, tweeting, gramming, all of that stuff over the next few weeks.
We do have, actually, tonight we will be debuting, and let's go ahead and talk about that.
Oh, we can talk about that real quick. Right.
I'll be debuting this page on our website. Yeah.
Now, before he shows you that, let me explain some things, right? Since Garrett and I have started, we've had this whole, like, we can make it happen mentality, right? And when I say me can make it happen, I'm talking like, okay, what was the schedule? We used to be up. He used to open at Starbucks, right? In Columbus Circle, 6 in the morning, right? Get up, open. We would we'd work all day, audition, whatever, teach whatever it was that we had to do throughout the day, all day long. Then we'd rehearse from like 8 till like 1 midnight, 1 in the morning, and then he and I would go and choreograph till like 3:30, 4, and then we go to the Starbucks. Same thing, Columbus Circle, not the same one,
or 60th Street.
Yeah, 60th Street, and we'd sit there and watch the sun come up till like 6. I mean, like, head smacking into the keyboard, like, I'm talking like, I mean, coffee cup was like this, like trying to stay awake, like. So we've been going extra hard on everything since then. This website has been a labor of love, for this entire year. And by this entire year, I mean like we started working on it in January, and we finally got some good stuff.
We really wanted to have a place where it was very clear who we are and what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So this page, which I'm calling Meet the Movement.
Yes, check it out.
Hold up.
It's gonna be coming to you real soon.
Calling it the Meet the Movement page. I'm trying to get the glare out of there.
See if we can.
Yeah, and I got just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's us.
You see some of the dancers there.
Couple of our dancers rolling through, and we got more.
Right, but you gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for that. That's. You don't really have to pay for it. It's just.
We got much more.
Just a saying.
Still be added, but definitely check back for that later tonight. You can find one of our dancers to sponsor. Yeah. You can sponsor myself. You can sponsor this dude right here. Download a sponsorship form. All the information is up on the website, www.thebreakthroughmovement.org/freestyleathon.
Yes. If you look through, we have 3 donor circles. We won't go into a great amount of detail about them. But each of the circles has a list of preset donations. Each of them comes with a series of things that we've assigned to them that we as a company will do for you as a member of that circle.
Benefits to thank you for
each of the donations goes towards something, whether it's an hour of rehearsal, or whether it's sponsoring a workshop at a local dance studio, or if you want to fund a collaboration tour like what we're working on this summer in Guatemala. We have a myriad of things that we're working towards and working on and working with, things that we're excited to invest in and jump on.
As a not-for-profit, we rely 100% on donations and funding from, and grants, which we're writing for as well, but from the goodness out of hearts of our donors is really the primary place where we get our funds. So please take a moment, check it out. On the website, we have these membership circles, and find out how you can get involved with an annual donation.
Yes.
What else we got? As on that regard, got to go back to the cheat sheet.
The cheat sheet?
What I get?
Yeah. Did we get everything? I think we got everything.
You know what? I wanted to. While we do that, let's make sure. No.
Got that.
We will be doing a couple more things with our.
Oh, right. That. Yes.
You guys, I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. I'll set that up while you talk about that.
I know we've been. What's that?
Kelsey.
Oh, Roger.
Yeah.
We are going to be teaching some workshops, free workshops, just on donation basis out of the goodness of your heart. Check out our Facebook page, our website. Of course, we're going to be scheduling some workshops in the next couple weeks. Company member Kelsey Moss from Calgary, Alberta, currently living in Vancouver, British Columbia, is going to be doing a workshop, contemporary workshop in Vancouver coming up in the next couple weeks as well. Definitely want to, Vancouver dancers, shout out, show some love to Kelsey, come out and support. Breakthrough movement class, free class. Just throw a couple coins in the bucket to go towards Kelsey's effort will be great.
Yes.
So definitely stay tuned for some more workshops and stuff like that. Also, life gear. I've got a lot of questions from people asking about these sweatshirts. I am in it for life.
Are you?
But we are going to be bringing life gear back. Our website was done on a really awesome platform called Squarespace. Shout out to Squarespace. So we will be getting our online store up and running in the next week. We will have some sweatshirts available. Also some new designs with some breakthrough movement ideas and stuff going on. So definitely check that out, Life Gear. We'll be coming back to you real soon. We are going to take one last quick moment to say hello to Miss Kelsey from Vancouver, if she picks up her FaceTime.
Yeah, she picks up her FaceTime.
Because we've actually kept her waiting for a minute.
Yeah, well.
But we will check in with her right quick. Or maybe not.
We'll see. If she answers, she answers.
If she answers.
She answers.
Not available.
Not available.
That's all good. I think we have covered pretty much.
Oh, she's good. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the one, the myth, the legend, Miss Kelsey Moss.
Hello.
Hey.
Be a live stream. I know this is really hood, but say hi to Kelsey from Vancouver.
This is how we do it. This is how we roll. You gotta make it happen.
So yeah, Kelsey is going to be doing a workshop. I just kind of chatted with everyone about you doing a workshop in Vancouver in the next couple weeks. Kelsey will be in our freestyleathon. Check out information about her on our website. And sponsor her as well as our other dancers. Check it out.
True story.
So
wait, Kelsey, Kelsey and I were chatting a bit the other night. Tell me, and this is what we talk about being in it for life for dance. Talk to me about your Wednesday schedule real quick, because this is amazing right here.
Wednesday schedule.
Okay, so right now, currently, I live in Vancouver, BC, and there is Vancouver Island right offshore that you can take a ferry to. And so every Wednesday, I go over to a town in Vancouver Island that's called Nanaimo, and I transit over there. I teach for 8 hours, and I transit back. So usually I leave the house around 8, and then I take the bus for an hour to get up to the ferry, and then I take the ferry over to the island for 2 hours, and then I teach for 8.5 hours, and then I go back and I wait for the last ferry at 9 o'clock, and then I take the 2-hour ferry back over to Vancouver, and then I take another couple buses, and then I get home usually around like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's my Wednesdays for teaching. So
that sounds very reminiscent of some days in my past as well. You know,
Back in the-
I met Kelsey originally when I was adjudicating for Showtime Dance Promotions. Shout out to Ian and Donna and Joanne and Mike on the mic and all wonderful, and Miss Amy, everyone that I met at Showtime. And Kelsey inspired me from the first time I watched her dance. And I'm just thrilled that she is rocking with us in the movement. We are actually going to jump on our call because we got a couple of things to chat about.
Stay tuned. There's going to be more of these coming your way. Twitter handle Breakthrough NYC, Breakthrough Outreach and Performance,
Join the
Not-for-Profit
movement.
Corporation on Facebook.
The Breakthrough Movement.
We're going to be coming at you on IG, hitting you with photos. For those of you who know what IG is, it's Instagram. We're gonna
tweet.
We're gonna tweet. Tweet is not a thing.
We're gonna tweet and tweet.
Behind the scenes videos.
Thank you so much for sticking with us on our first real big Periscope live broadcast. We're gonna be definitely stay tuned for more.
Yeah.
Till then, hit them with the For Life.
For life. That's what I'm talking about.
Do it
All day, every day.
I
See you guys
later.
later.
Next time.
Peace.